Hey guys, welcome back to Amanda's Favorites, where I have new videos every Tuesday and I give an extra personal monthly video or Zoom call to my patrons. So if you're interested in checking that out and supporting me over there, the link is down in the description. Today's video is one of those personal ones where I have been setting up my Planner Perfect book for the next month. We are going to look in the July box today, and I have not even opened the books. I did take washi out of plastic, and I did take the tip-in cards out of plastic. And so we're gonna look in what came in the full July sub box, and then we're gonna do a few pages of decorating. We're gonna talk about how I am going to try out using my plan book in a different way in July. Then we're gonna set it up in the poppy. So June was in the Francesca rose gold, but I have to use poppy for the 4th of July, right? I can't see myself using any of the other books that I have. Although if I didn't have the poppy, I think the rose gold would look amazing for 4th of July too, because it's sparkly and shiny. So I definitely think that could look amazing also. Really, any of the colors of TNs look good with any month. I have a cocoa, a hazel, a poppy, Francesca, and then jade green is what I have. And I have done a comparison video of those up on an IGTV. I will link that down in the description. And at some point, I'm gonna get a comparison video up here on YouTube, and also showing the inside pages, which I've also done in IGTV, and I'll do that all in one video. I am planning to get at least one of her new leathers that is gonna release this summer. So I'm thinking maybe I should wait until that happens, but she doesn't even have a release date. So I don't know, we'll see. If you are new to Planner Perfect, I'm not gonna go over what it's all about in this video because I have an entire playlist here up on YouTube. I will link the Planner Perfect playlist, and you probably wanna start with the video where I started using it, saying like, it has the lighthouse on the cover, like my first month in. Also with the Planner Perfect 101 video, because that just kind of goes over the whole system and all of what she offers on her site and the different choices you have. So those videos will be linked down in the description if you'd like to find out more. Let's jump into the box this month. It is, of course, the 4th of July. I am just going to take everything out. This is the way your box comes though. And there are lots of different choices for the sub box. This is the full sub box. I do have a Planner Perfect one-time use coupon, Amanda20. Even if you're already a customer, if you haven't used the coupon, you can use it. It's 20% off your entire cart. That could be a sub box, or you could fill up your cart with a whole bunch of planners or journals and use the 20% off, but it does exclude leathers. Lots of people, well, I don't know lots of people, I don't know how many, but I've seen, quite a few on Instagram and in the Planner Perfect fans group over on Facebook. That's a good group to check out if you're new to Planner Perfect too. But I've seen a lot of people who actually like to pick out their own books, because you can pick from any of the artwork on her site. You can customize what the books say. You can customize the insides, who just like to pick out their own books for the next few months and not order the sub box, or they pick out their own books and then they order the sub box for only the accessories, which is the stickers, washi, and tip-in cards every month. So I love that she offers all those different options. I think that's a really good option. Like if you don't want to be surprised by your covers every month, not sure if you're going to like the new art that month, you want to pick out your own art, then picking it out on your own is the way to go. But they are customized books, so you need to order several weeks in advance. So that's why many people just go ahead and pick out several months in advance. And that's where you could use my 20% off coupon, and it would come in really handy. Let's look at what came for July. We have stars on the back. I love how the 4th of July theme was carried to the back. She did share this girl. Did she share the girl? Yes, she did, on her Instagram. Now she does give sneak peeks of the box on, she used to share the whole box, but now she's just sharing the books and letting all this be a surprise. This girl is new art. All the new art she does each month goes up to the site by the end of the month. So then it will just be available in her archives for you to choose from, which, like I said, I love that option of just being able to go in and choose your own art. So this is the plan book, and when you order the sub box, your plan book comes with blank pages in between the weeks. But if you go in and order your own plan book, you can choose in between the weeks if you get lined, dot grid, graph pages. There is a lot more customization available if you are going through and picking your own books. But then lots of people just love the box to already be done with for them, to see the new art that Jenny's come up with that month, you know, and to receive that sub box every month as a surprise. So this is the plan book. This 4th of July beach lady, I like to call her beach bun lady, and she's very cute. And there is the Jeep, which we saw on a tip-in card in June. I have to say, like, I'm just not a huge car person on things, like on my journals and stuff. We're all gonna have different feelings on things. Jenny did say lots of people requested having a Jeep. Hopefully lots of people who requested this will love it. I love the always take the scenic route, and I love the Hello Summer on the back. Now, here's an interesting tidbit. Last year's July was the very first month I ordered from Planner Perfect, and I only ordered the sub box option that came with only the plan book because I was just trying it out for the first time, and it was the Lighthouse. And you can buy that design now off her site, and that one is just one of my favorite books of all time, probably because I've always been attracted to like lighthouses. I've always wanted to visit like Maine. That lighthouse was amazing, and the girl on the journal in that box was amazing, but I didn't get the whole box. I only got the plan book with my first box, and I immediately went in and changed my subscription to the entire box. I loved that first plan book I got so much. So last July's books probably was in like one of my top 5 books that I've ever gotten from her. It's maybe even top 3. Let's see if the Lighthouse is in these stickers, because sometimes she pulls, well, not sometimes. She does new art, but she also pulls in the stickers. You get 4 pages and each one is a repeat. But the Lighthouse is not on here. I'm really surprised because that was one of my favorite designs. I love how this sheet is centered around the 4th of July though. I really love the pops and the 4th of July and the red and blue flowers. I love this one, the sunflowers with the flag in it. She has that on a journal cover too, that you can order, that art. And then these, I believe, are all artwork we've seen too. Maybe not, maybe, I don't know, the flamingo. The seashells are from last June, and I loved that book too, but I didn't get it. But I can always go back and order it on her site. The hydrangeas, I actually just ordered that book. That's one of my favorite ones of her art. I love the ice cream cone. My sister loves flamingos, so it just makes me love flamingos. Flamingos for summer are pretty fun. They made me think of Florida, and I love Florida. Those are our stickers for this month. Let's look at our tipping cards. You have 2 of each, 6 designs, I think. They're very thick cardstock. You can use these as gifts. You can write on the back, or you can just stick it in a card so that the person can use it themselves for something, which is actually what I like to do. I was using these to write good memories on, and I collected quite a bunch every month doing that, but I kind of dropped off doing that. Right now I'm doing them for random things, like I pop them in a card for someone. I use them for scriptures, like write scriptures or quotes on the back. You can always tip them in your planner. That's why they're called tip-ins without even taping them in, and they kind of just stay in there when your planner's shut to write extra things on, or memories you want, or if you wrote too much on your day and you need some extra room there. I do love to have these collected by month. I never know what I will use my extras for in the future. But so we have the 4th of July Bun Girl. We have the Happy 4th of July. I love this one. That's a journal cover. I always tend to gravitate toward the pictures that feel really homey, really comforting, you know, kind of old school, lovely. This is a new design I have not seen. It's just pretty red and blue flowers, and she's new. I like the ice cream girl. She's cute too. I like that she has some hips and she's not stick thin. And I love this. You're the bomb pop. I love this. That's great. I love just the art of the pop, and the phrase is perfect. The coloring on that. Okay. Out of the tip-in cards, that one and this one are my faves for sure. I do like having one that says Happy 4th of July too, but these two, those are amazing. This month's gonna be a little bit different, you guys. And if you're new to my channel here, this is a much more personal video. This is completely different than any of my review videos. This is just me personally setting up my Planner Perfect for the month. It's something I started doing new just a couple months ago. Now, let me tell you what I have been doing. I don't fill up a journal every month because I do so much other journaling that my journal that I'm using actually lasts me several months. Most of the time, I've been go ahead and sticking the new journal in here just for the artwork for the month. So basically just so I can look at it all month long. And then I save these. And when I need a new journal, I just look through my pile and my container and I pick one. Also in the future, I can always use these for plan books, because you don't have to have your weeks out horizontally in your plan book. You can just use a blank book to make your own plan book. So I've been sticking them in here for the art, but I'm actually not going to stick it in here for the art this month. I mean, I think it is a cute Jeep, and I know it says summer, and my sister used to own an amazing Jeep. It's cute. It's just, I think I want something else to go with my girl, and it might be the hydrangea book that I just ordered. Just because it's art I look at every month when I open it. My plan book has to be in the middle because for writing ease, I just like that. My plan book is where I write the most. So the journal I'm actually using is not even living in here. It's actually on my nightstand right now. My list book goes in here every month, and she's getting really full, but she still has room. And then my plan book goes in the middle because I don't have to take it out to write in. And there are 4 slots, but I only use 3 slots because that's just the way I prefer. I like the way it feels, opening my middle book to write in it with 3 books. I will use this one. Like, it's cute. I love the Hello Summer on the back and going with the yellow. But I just think to go with my 4th of July girl, I'm gonna pick a different book. All right, like I said, this video is gonna be a little bit different than the other months that I've done my setup, which is fun, right? To mix it up. So we're just gonna take this one out and save it. This was an order I just got in. I'm sharing it on Instagram soon, or at least I plan to, but I haven't. I just ordered these 3 books because I love these certain artworks. There's more artworks I wanna collect. And no, I'm not even having a need of these journals right now, but I do just keep them in a clear container, store container in my closet. And I know that eventually they will all be used up someday. This is in my top 5 books of hers ever. In person, it is fabulous, you guys. And I love when the design carries to the back. And look at the sunflower paint brush strokes. I mean, this is in my top 5 books of hers for sure. And then remember the lighthouse? All these designs you can go on her site and buy. This was my very first book. I pulled it out while I went to get those. Very first book, and I have this in a video. You can see how I started out and what I thought of the system just starting. And even just picking up this book without even reading pages and just looking at pages and remembering certain things is already bringing back memories from last July. How weird is that? That like using this kind of ingrains those memories in my mind. But I love the lighthouse, how it's carried over to the back, and it looks so 4th of July. And if I wanted to just stick it in the front just for the artwork, because like my front book is really just for me to look at and feel good about the month. I use my things in whatever way makes me happy. But the blue hydrangeas would look really pretty too. And you know what? In this order, I almost ordered this as a book, and now I really wish I would have. My next order, I'm definitely getting that as a book, because I need to have that in my collection, and that would have looked marvelous in here. I didn't even look through all my other books to see if like one stuck out further. And I know it would be weird to like put a used book in here, or some people would think it is. I totally would. But I think I'm gonna put the hydrangea. It is just, it goes with the red, white, and blue, and it makes me think summer. I've always wanted to plant hydrangeas, but I need to like read about in Texas how well they do. I don't see them much here. I already love it there. It's perfect. And then my list girl. I will admit, like I'm kind of getting tired of looking at my list girl. She's beautiful. I chose this for my list book and knew it would last for a long time. And I probably chose it a couple months after I started the system. This was just one of the monthly journals I chose. So it's been a little under a year. But I'm not going to change her out till she's full. But I actually do use this just to jot random anything down in. And I'm going to leave that. So this girl's going to go in here with the hydrangeas. Look how nice that looks. Well, let me tell you my ideas. We're not going to decorate a whole lot this month because I've already talked a long time. And I'm just going to share my ideas with how I'm going to use it. I don't know if I'm going to keep on like this. But I have been, for the whole time I've been using this, you know, I've been labeling a page. Saturday and Sunday are given 1 page each. Then you have your weekly layout, and that's the end because the new book starts. And every other day of the week gets a full 2-page spread for that day. Saturday and Sunday get 1 day each. And then, like I said, your weekly layout is in between. And your monthly layout's in the front, your dreams are in the front, and your monthly review is in the back. However, I am not going to date my pages this month, and I am going to see if it serves me better. I guess I just need a change. You know, I know Jenny's whole system is scripting and journaling, and I think it holds so much worth. But I always say use a planner or a journal for however it serves you best, brings you joy at that point in your life. So here are my different ideas. I am going to leave the pages undated in between every weekly layout so that I can use them as need be throughout the week. So if I feel like doing a lot of journaling about 1 or 2 days, then I can do that. If I feel like I want a script, then I can do that. I'm kind of giving myself a chance to just take a break from that and not feeling like I need to journal or script every day, and using it for how I just feel like I want to. I feel like I need a change in it right now. Maybe with the season of summer. So these are my different ideas. I love to see just my week like this written out, just like what is the one big thing every day? Like, is there an appointment or a place we have to be? Or is that going to be a big filming day or editing day? Or is that a big kid day or a food prep day? Like, what am I going to do that day? I like to see my week like that sometimes. And I have kind of played around this month with writing some of those in here. And then throughout the week, these would not be as close together, but these are just my ideas as I was brainstorming up how I was going to kind of use it. Is I would put kind of to-dos on a page, maybe a whole, like all my to-dos for the week, and then kind of like highlight the big ones. Now, sometimes I put a weekly to-do list in this daily planning notebook, just this plain Becky Higgins notebook that I use for my daily list. But I often forget to flip back and look at my weekly list. I mark it, but honestly, I don't flip back and look at that weekly list a lot. It stays on the day I'm on. So I'm thinking if I wrote a weekly list in here, it might serve me better because I look in this every day. I might have like my list separated by errands, and then like a list separated on what do I need to film, what do I need to edit, what TNs do I need to make, what food prep do I need to do. Those are just kind of my ideas. Also other ideas, like I might just write like hard and how to help this, how to help it not be so hard. Like what was hard that week, good things that week, what was really joyful or I'm really grateful for that week, how was my sleep each night. These are just things I'm thinking about writing in. Like specific goals just for that week. I write my goals for the month up front, but then to look back at those every week and at the beginning of the week kind of say, what are the specific things I'm going to try to hit this week? So yeah, those were extra pages at the end of this one, and I used those. And this was from the pen test that we did last month. We did a full pen test in here last month. So check out, what was that, June's setup video for the full pen test, pen talk. I talk about what pens I like best in here. And I always put a washi sample of what came in the box in here. So I'm going to decorate, but I'm not going to label the tops of the pages by day. And so it's just going to be my week laid out. And generally my week does get filled in with, I put big things on there or things we did type of thing. My monthly gets filled in kind of with memory keeping right now. And I kind of just write what we did that day, one thing or something, just to look back and kind of remember the whole month. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be trying this new, I'm not even sure if I'm going to cut out the Mary Engelbright pictures and put them on. What I might do is just wait and see how much room all the listing takes for the week, and then see if I have room to plop in pictures. But I'm not going to plop in pictures beforehand like I have been, because I want to just leave it open for me to have all that space and see how I feel about it. It's truly just going to be a test and see if I love having all those blank pages in the week, you know, not labeled by day, to just use as I see fit that week, or if I want to go back to labeling them by day. So that is how July is going to kind of go. Let's put our washi samples down. And then we might just washi up like one page. I told you we're not going to really decorate as much as the other months in this one because I talked a lot about the books and how I'm going to change it. So here we have our flamingos. Those are cute. Jenny's washi tape is for art on the tape now, which I love. And her washi tape works really well. This is summer with a sun. That is a cute washi. And then I really love the ice cream cones. That just says summer. The ice cream cones, oh, I love the placement of those. You could definitely do those vertically or horizontally, and they would look really cute. Let's do one going up here. And I don't want to go all the way to the top. What I usually do is each one of our sticker pages, like that one has the popsicle and this one has the sun. And so I always end up sticking one at the front, one in the back, just to kind of like as a memento to remember that month. We're going to stick the pop one back here. So sometimes on the days leading up for the month starting, I will put the ice creams, But you know what? I've realized her week starts. So if the week starts midweek, she lets you start in this book or stay in the other book. So you get an extra week in one of them. I always jump into the new one to be looking ahead. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday here, I'm going to be jumped into here already. So I usually just date those and kind of write down what we did anyway. So maybe I need to stop putting washi on the ones I'm going to use, because I've noticed it doesn't leave me a lot of room. But I do like the decorative touch on there. I do usually put washi on my goals pages, and I do usually use 2 of them for goals. One is like kind of my to-do goals, and one is kind of like my heart goals, which are kind of like repeated every month. You know, just the things that are important to me that I want to keep managing every month. I talked a lot more about that in last month's video, I believe. So I'm not going to go over that again. And the other 2 goals pages I've been using just kind of for memories. Like these are the days of, which I got from The Next Right Thing, Emily Freeman herself on her Instagram. These are the days of, and then I just write, you know, whatever. Like these are the days of Liam always running out to the ice cream truck, you know, like just more memories from that month. The month in review is kind of just like the big things that happen date-wise, and that's kind of like the memory thing. That's how I've been using it, and I still like using it that way. It's a good recap and easy to look back on. For my weekly spreads, I usually pop in a washi at the bottom of Monday and Friday. I just like the way it looks, and it's easy. I don't have to think about it. So I don't change much up about that. I do generally use mostly her washis, but I'll look through my washis and see what else I want to throw in for that month. But I kind of like just using a lot of the washis for that month. We are going to start off with the ice cream cones. Each day will not be dated, will just be blank. And then I kind of look at the stickers and I say, you know, what goes with that day? I kind of look at what day of the week it was before, but now I don't need to look at that. So I'm just kind of looking at like what goes with the washi basically. And I think starting with a flamingo, but it won't have a date up here. Will just be starting my week. And then I will probably plop in other stickers. I'll probably just do 1 per 2-page spread to start with, and then see like where I write and pop in stickers. So I'm going to be using it quite differently this month. And we will see how I feel about it at the end of the month and what I decide to do for August. So let's go ahead and plop these into the poppy, and then we will be done. That's how my books are gonna look. And we're gonna decide what cards to put in here. So this is the Out and About, which comes with all the credit card pockets. Also with a zipper pocket here, which I never use the zipper pocket, or at least I haven't, because mine just stays at home. I love the credit card pockets to put in all the tipping cards. I also like them because if a leather is like a floppier leather, then having the Out and About makes it doubled up, makes it extra thick. And I like that too, also for the substance of it. So let's see if we want to pop that in and see the American flag at the top. There, so we might do that, I'm thinking. So that's a preliminary setup. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. Leave any of your thoughts down below. Yeah, I'd love to hear them. We'll see you next time. Take care of yourself, take care of others. All right, guys, bye-bye.